Hello everyone, welcome back to Making Magic at Home. What adventures will we go on today? Let's find out, but first let's say hello to Liana and Rachel.
Hello!
Hello!
Welcome to our hello song. If you know it, sing along. Our hello song is a way to say hello to you from far away.
There are lots of ways to say hello. You can wave up high or wave down low.
Whichever way you do it, always smile and you'll get through it.
If you're a tiger, you might say hello like this. Rah! Now you try.
If you're a mouse, you might whisper hello like this. Squeak, 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 squeak. Your turn.
How might other animals say hello? Let's see. Can you say hello like a monkey?
But if you're a person, you sit up straight and shout, hello, 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 because that's what this song's all about. Our hello song is a way to say hello to you from far away.
There are lots of ways to say hello. You can bark like a dog or squawk like a crow.
Whichever way you do it, always smile and you'll get through it.
Sometimes people say hello with their hands, like this. Can you do it? Or maybe you can say hello with a nod of the head, like this. Give it a go. How many other ways can we say hello?
We could wiggle our elbows to say hello like this. Give it a try. But if you're feeling happy, you can bounce on your bum and shout, hello, 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 because that's what this song's all about. Our hello song is a way to say hello to you from far away.
There are lots of ways to say hello. You can bounce on your bum or wiggle your toe.
Whichever way you do it, always smile and you'll get through it. Hello everyone, my name is Liana. Welcome to our second adventure, walking through the woods. Today, we're going to go on an adventure through the forest, our imaginary forest, to see what sounds we can find. But before we get started, it's time to decorate our space. Here's some ideas of how you can do it. Find a cosy spot and decorate it with some blankets and cushions. Go on a hunt in your garden or outside space and see what treasures you can find. I found some pine cones and feathers in mine to decorate my imaginary forest. Create some leaves using coloured card and stick them around your space. You could even make yourself some forest friends like this owl and bird. Find out how to do it on our website. Here's my imaginary forest. If you wanted, you could use your garden or outdoor space. Let's see what Rachel and Dawn's imaginary forest look like.
Hello, Liana. Hello, everyone. Let me show you my imaginary forest.
Hello, welcome to my imaginary forest.
Now it's your turn. Pause the video here and go and make your very own imaginary forest. If you need some more inspiration, you can catch up on last week's adventure, Dome at Home. Welcome back. Now that we have our imaginary forest ready, it's time to begin our adventure. But before we set off, we need to pack for the journey. What should we take with us? I know. How about some tasty sandwiches? Let's get our bread arms out. Stretch your arms like this in front of you. That's it. And then get ready to spread them with some butter, like this. Nice and thick. And then we're going to go in with our next filling. What should we choose? I think I'll have jam. What are you going to have? Peanut butter, cheese, ham? Take your filling and spread it on super thick, like this. And then squidge them together, wrap them up tight and put them in your rucksack. Now, what else might we need? I know, we might get thirsty. So grab a bottle and fill it up. Glug, 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 glug. And then screw the cap on tight and put it in your rucksack. I think we're ready now. Because we're making magic from home, we don't have to go very far. Let's begin our adventure with our walking song. Raindrops are falling and birds are calling. Hear the sounds of the forest. Leaves on the ground and wind blowing round. Hear the sounds of the forest. Shall we try that one again? Raindrops are falling and birds are calling. Hear the sounds of the forest. Leaves on the ground and wind blowing round. Hear the sounds of the forest. Look what we found. It's a baby bird. What sounds might a baby bird make? Let's have a think together. Oh, that's a good one. Cheep, 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 cheep. Shall we all try that together with our baby birds? Cheep, 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 cheep. As we walk through the forest, we hear birds cheep, cheep. Let's all sing our tip-tap song and remember to cheep, cheep with your birds. As we walk through the forest, we hear birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. As we walk through the forest, we hear birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. As we walk through the forest, we hear birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. I wonder what other sounds we can hear in the forest. I know. Here's my music box. Let's see what's inside. Find yourself an empty box. You could use a shoebox, toy box or Tupperware. Decorate your box using some soft scarves or fabric. Find yourself some musical sounds, like these keys, or these sticks that you could use as claves to bang together, or this crunchy bag of pasta. Use your wooden stick and a plastic lid to make a drum kit. Pop your pine cones in a tub, pop the lid on and give it a shake. Or create your very own rainmaker. You can find out how to do it on our website. Let's see what Dawn and Rachel have in their music box.
So here is my music box. I have some tissue, nice crackly noises, a book, some homemade drumsticks, and I have a glasses case. Now mine has a zip. I wonder what homemade music boxes you'll be able to make with items that are from your house.
In my music box, I have a lovely scrunchy piece of paper, a bag of poppy seeds, 2 spoons, a Tupperware lid, and a piece of Lego and a pencil.
Now it's your turn. Pause the video and go and make your own music box using things you can find around the house. You could even make your own rainmaker using the guide on our website. Wow, that was quick! What treasures did you manage to find? What sounds do they make? Can you show me after 3? 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is going to be a noisy forest. Right, are we ready to continue our walk through the forest with our new sounds? Which of your sounds from your music box could you use for the birds cheeping? I think I'll choose this jingle bell. Choose your sound now. As we walk through the forest, we hear birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. As we walk through the forest, we hear birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. As we walk through the forest, we hear birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. Birds cheep, cheep. As we walk deeper into the forest, we hear leaves crunching under our feet. What sound could we choose for crunchy leaves? I think I'll choose this scrunchy paper. Choose your sound now. As we walk through the forest, we hear leaves scrunch, scrunch. Leaves scrunch, scrunch. Leaves scrunch, scrunch. As we walk through the forest, we hear leaves scrunch, scrunch. Leaves scrunch, scrunch. Leaves scrunch, scrunch. As we walk through the forest, we hear leaves scrunch, scrunch. Leaves scrunch, scrunch. Leaves scrunch, scrunch. As we make our way through the forest, the rain begins to fall. What sound can we choose from our music box to make the pitter-patter rain sound? I'm choosing my rainmaker. Choose your sound now. As we walk through the forest, we hear rain pitter-patter. Rain pitter-patter. Rain pitter-patter. As we walk through the forest, we hear rain pitter-patter. Rain pitter-patter. Rain pitter-patter. As we walk through the forest, we hear rain pitter-patter. Rain pitter-patter. Rain pitter-patter. As the rain continues to fall on the ground, we hear the wind whooshing through the trees. What sound could we use for wind shaking the trees? I'm going to use my wooden sticks to make a rattling sound. Choose your sound now. As we walk through the forest, we hear wind whoosh, whoosh. Wind whoosh, whoosh. Wind whoosh, whoosh. As we walk through the forest, we hear wind whoosh, whoosh. Wind whoosh, whoosh. Wind whoosh, whoosh. As we walk through the forest, we hear wind whoosh, whoosh. Wind whoosh, whoosh. Wind whoosh, whoosh. Let's do it one more time all together and sing. When we walk through the forest, we hear music as we clatter our favourite sound. As we walk through the forest, we hear music. 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 As we walk through the forest, we hear music. 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 As we walk through the forest, we hear music. 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 As we walk through the forest, we hear music. 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 Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Clap high. Clap low. Clap loud. Clap quiet. Welcome back. Now we're in the forest. It's time for a story. Are you sitting comfortably? Story time in the forest. Now we're in the forest. We can see the sky. Now we're in the forest. We see birds flying high. Now we're in the forest. We can see clouds, fluffy and white. Now we're in the forest. We see the sun shining bright.
My forest has a river that's home to fish. My forest has a well where you can make a wish. My forest has a wind that blows the trees. My forest has lots of fuzzy buzzy bees.
My forest has lots of smells and sounds. My forest has creatures that crawl on the ground. My forest has an owl, which I call a friend. My forest has trees which sway and bend.
Now we're in the forest with all of our friends. Now we're in the forest, but our adventure's at an end. But now we know our forest is here in our home, and we can visit any time for a wander or a roam. Thank you for joining me on this week's adventure. Be sure to send me some photographs of your forest. Join us next week when we will continue our story and see what we can see from our sky. But now it's time for our goodbye song. If you know it, sing along. Our goodbye song is a way to say thanks to you from far away.
There are lots of ways to say goodbye. You can swing your arms or blink your eyes.
Whichever way you do it, always smile and you'll get through it.
If you're a bird, you might cheep goodbye like this. Cheep, cheep. You have a go.
If you're a pig, you might oink goodbye like this. Give it a go.
How might other animals say goodbye? Can you say goodbye like a seal?
But if you're a person, you sit up straight and shout, goodbye, farewell, ta-ra, because that's what this song's all about. Our goodbye song is a way to say thanks to you from far away.
There are lots of ways to say goodbye. You could purr like a cat or buzz like a fly.
Whichever way you do it, always smile and you'll get through it.
We can use our hands to say goodbye. Like this. Try it. Or we could say goodbye using our nose. How many other ways can we say goodbye? Can you say goodbye with your ears?
But if you're a person, you sit up straight and shout, goodbye, farewell, ta-ra, because that's what this song's all about. Our goodbye song is a way to say thanks to you from far away.
There are lots of ways to say goodbye. You can swing your arms or blink your eyes.
Whichever way you do it, always smile and you'll get through it.
As part of this series, we're accepting donations from anybody who can afford to give them to help take our on-screen magic onto the stage. If you've enjoyed our adventure, please show your appreciation by visiting our Just Giving page linked on our website.